The success rate for do-it-yourself public land elk hunters hovers around 10%. The reality of that statement is that 9 out of 10 elk hunters each fall fail to fill their tag, or the average elk hunter only fills their elk tag once every 10 years. But average no longer applies.
Wake up, Ted, it's time to go. Just kidding, I'm late. He's ready.
Too excited.
Well, you ready for this adventure?
At this point, I've got to be.
Ain't no backing out now, I guess. Off to Wyoming for a little elk hunting. Kind of got a spot in mind where we're going, and that's about it. We're just going to go there and set up camp and see what we can find. It's kind of all new to us. I haven't been elk hunting in 25 years, so I'm a little worried about the old age factor kicking in, but whatever. Jake, he can take up the slack, put it that way.
Let's hope so. We've got everything we should ever need.
Yeah, I think I got everything I own, plus everything my son owns. But we're gonna go for a week or so here, and if my son can get off work, he might come and join up with us later on. Just kind of depends on his work situation. But
your wife said the house is a whole lot lighter now that your pile that you've been stacking up for the last year is now gone.
Yeah, the anticipation of the hunt, I think that's probably more exciting than the actual hunt, I guess. But it gives you something to look forward to. A little worried about the shed dog. He's pretty depressed because he doesn't get to go, and but he's just going to have to tough it out for a couple of weeks without me. Anyway, we'll head out and see what happens. Hopefully the old Ford will make it out there. Well, it's getting towards dark here. Been traveling all day, haven't really had any major setbacks yet. Made pretty good time. Quite a ways into Wyoming now, so instead of driving all night, we're probably just going to get a motel and spend the night and get a good start in the morning. Should be there pretty good time tomorrow to get camp set up and everything tomorrow before dark, hopefully. That's where the road goes. Pretty much made it to our destination here without any problems. So there's kind of a campground here. We're going to just try to find us a spot to set up our tent and things and kind of use this as a base camp. And we got a side-by-side with us that we're going to drive out on some of these Forest Service roads and see what we can find. But we'll try to find us a camping spot here and set up first. Well, pretty much got camp all set up. Quite the endeavor. It took most of the afternoon to do all that. Got a nice tent, nice spot. A couple other hunters in the area. Starting to hear a few bugle. It's been pretty warm, so I think the weather's supposed to be fairly cool the next week or so. And it's getting towards the 20th here, so it ought to, if they're not bugling, they should pick up, any time or whatever. So
Full moon's kind of going away right now.
yeah, the full moon's been kind of in play too, so pretty much got everything situated. We're just gonna get ready and head up the mountain in the morning there. What we're doing, we're basically gonna drive up a 4-wheel drive trail and kind of get up 5 or 6 miles away from this campground and where the elk are. Just park the side by side and bail off down into the elk country. So nice to be here anyway, and hopefully we'll hear one bugle. Maybe Jake can call one in with his voice. He's pretty good at that. Well, got a little disclaimer here, I guess. On this trip, I'm going to use a crossbow. We're in Wyoming, and during archery season, crossbows are totally legal, just like a bow and arrow, compound bow or anything. So I've never shot anything with a crossbow before, but I feel like it gives me a little more kinetic energy and a little easier to, on the count of you don't have to be drawing while the elk's coming in, you're already locked and loaded. I'm just looking for all the advantage I can get. Plus it, like I say, it shoots more poundage, and in my old age I just can't pull them 70, 80 pound bows anymore. So I thought it might give me a little bit of an advantage. Only disadvantage I see, it's kind of heavy. I mean, it'd probably wear me out quicker than packing a bow around, but I got a sling kind of fixed up for it, so I guess it's going to be my friend for the next couple of weeks or whatever. I'll be packing it wherever I go, so hate on me if you wish, but that's the way it's going to be.
I think you've shot enough deer with a regular bow to...
Yeah, I mean, I need all the advantage I can get.
Yeah, it's just more ethical probably, really.
If this is an advantage, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I say, I've never shot one before, but they're pretty efficient. So I'll shoot it once here just to see that it's still got its zero, and probably be hunting in the morning. I think what we're going to do is just wait until tomorrow and drive up there, kind of have an idea. I actually scouted here, me and my son did a couple of days last year, and saw a couple of bulls, so I kind of have an idea where we're going to check out first thing and see if we can see any sign or hear any bugles, and just take it from there. So, well, one thing about this area, there's not really a lot of bow hunters here, and one of the main reasons is it's a area that's got a lot of grizzlies in it. Hopefully we won't see one, but we're prepared if we do. We both will be carrying pepper spray, and then we both have handguns also, so better to be safe than sorry. Chances are if we see one, he's going to run the other way, but when you're in grizzly country, you just want to be bear aware. Just be aware of your surroundings is the main thing. You want to watch for crows, ravens, something like that, that could be on a gut pile or something. You don't want to walk into something like that, so keep your eye out for just anything unusual. Hopefully we won't have any encounters, but
We stopped down in town to get your license and talked to some guys from the DNR, and he was just filing a report on a bear attack.
yeah, that was right up in this area, and he said that it's already run a bow hunter out. He says, well, if you see one and it's coming at you, just scream and make a lot of noise. I don't know whether I'd do that or not, but definitely stand your ground and don't run, that's for sure. And main worry would be if you'd happen to kill something, we'll have to get it quartered and the meat away from the gut pile at that time if we find it. I mean, and just hang the quarters away from the gut pile, and then hang the quarters in such a location that you can see it before you approach it. You just won't want to walk in on something. Just use extreme caution, and just keep your wits about you is the main thing. Hopefully we won't have to use it, but
Be ready if we do.
yep. Well, I guess we're ready to head up on the trail. It's just now getting daylight there for the first day. We'll just kind of take it easy here today and kind of try to get ourselves acclimated to the altitude, and go up in there and poke around a little bit and see if we can hear an elk bugle. But not going to be taking any big, huge jaunts the first day or two here. So go up in there and see what happens.
heavier than your beer cases?
Yeah, might do 1 case of beer or whatever. Yeah, this is kind of the lower end of where we'll probably be hunting. Oh, we saw a couple of elk about a mile up in here there last year, so we're gonna kind of head into that spot and just see if we can hear any bugling and see if there's any sign, and just keep working our way around in here until we find some. That's the idea.
We're on the board.
If I was a young man, I'd pack that out, but I think I'll leave it. He's right over in there is where we saw a couple of elk there last year, so kind of a little flat basin, kind of over on the other side of that little ridge there, so like there's a little water in there actually. Yeah, it looks like there's quite a bit of vegetation here and stuff, so we get in a little more remote area. There ought to be pretty good habitat, I would think. So we're just kind of on the down end of where we'll probably actually end up hunting is farther up in here, but just kind of get our legs broke in today and tomorrow and hear one bugle anyway. I don't really do a lot of bugling unless I can get into some elk signs. So. Well, we heard one bugle down there.
Not too far from where you heard him last year, huh?
Yeah, right down in that little basin there. That's what we were doing last year, just sitting there, and one just bugled on his own. We just kind of picked our way down in close to him. So we'll sit here a little bit, see if he's bugling much, and work our way down in there. At least we heard one. That's a plus, I guess. We'll kind of see what they're doing, and if we can find where they're at. I mean, we're late in the morning here this morning. I mean, if we don't feel we can't get down in on them, we might wait and try it tomorrow and get an earlier start here too. So we'll just not get too excited right off the bat or whatever.
We just didn't want to drive up that 2-track road in the dark for the first time this morning. We wanted to have some light. It's pretty steep in some areas.
Plus I was tired and wanted to sleep in. That's the main thing.
Well, apparently it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, we'll probably pick up our stuff, and then just kind of, the wind's coming up out of there now. The thermal's kind of changed, I think, so we'll just play it easy and just kind of loop up around here and get a little closer to them, see if they bugle again, and see what happens. Yeah, we kind of got the wind coming up out of there. We're just going to kind of loop down around here, try to get a little closer. I heard that another bull bugle there a little bit ago.
You think it was the same one or a different one?
I couldn't tell. I think we've heard at least 2 different ones down in there, I would say, probably. But this is kind of right on the edge of where it starts getting good. We'll just take it easy here the first day or 2 and just see what happens, I guess. Bugle again, just right down over the hill here, fairly close. We might go right down in this little flat here and just see if he'll sound like he was in the same spot. He's probably bedded down right in there. We got the wind kind of coming down this way. A little further there. I'm guessing there's probably some cows and more than one bull in there.
That's probably where that cow was going that you saw.
We got the wind coming up out of there, so we'll just kind of hang right in here and just ease a little closer. different one there.
I think so.
He was a little further back though.
I can't get the full bugle on film. I just get the end of it there.
We'll just work our way up here a little bit and just kind of play it cool and see what's in here.
There, I got one.
Sound like a baby one to me, but you never know.
Thought it was kind of in the same area that he was.
Yeah, we actually heard, I think it's the same bull we heard this morning, right in the same spot, right down here. Obviously there's a bunch of elk right down in there bedded down. I just don't know whether I want to push down in there right now, you know, with them all bedded like that. I'm afraid we'll blow them out of there, or we could. What do you think?
I think we could just try to maybe get him to come up here if he's bugling. We don't have to push down in there. Just see if he would come up here, maybe, huh?
Yeah, there's obviously kind of a little wet spot down there. It looks kind of green there, but
Should we just stay kind of on this side of like this trail that seems to come up right here and just see how far we can
go
get down in there?
just a little bit and see what happens. Maybe go like right here and try it. Did you see a cow? Or just
No,
hear
I
it?
just heard him.
I think we'll set up like right here.
Yeah, I don't think we should go much further.
We just heard him further down in there. Heard some, well, when we were on that last setup, we heard some cows mewing. At least 3 or 4 cows mewing, and it's almost like they got up and started to go deeper down in the basin here. I think he just got up and followed them. I think instead of pushing him further on down in here, we'll just back out and be right in here in the morning, and you know, if they're not here, we'll just work our way down through this thick little basin here, and I'm sure they should be bugling in the morning again. We'll be a little more aggressive if we can get here a little earlier.
Well, we made it back to the side by side here. Pretty good jaunt down in there. You're like, probably a mile or so down in there, kind of dropping down into that basin. Heard several bugles down in there. They kind of shut up about the time we got in there this morning. We fooled around down there, and then they'd kind of pick up every now and then, and got pretty close. We kind of stalked in where we thought that one bigger sounding bull was bedded, and he answered us a couple of times there pretty close, but they ended up, cows filtered on down in there. We followed him a ways down in there, and there was a couple other elk bugling down in there, but we were just getting too far away. So head down in there tomorrow if it stopped raining. So it kind of acts like there might be a little weather coming in. It was supposed to rain and snow here Friday, I think. See what happens, but at least there's a few elk around here and bugling a little bit. So.
Yep, looks good enough.
Looks like a pretty good bull to you.
I mean, it's not my tag, but it's good enough for me.
I don't know much about grizzlies, but it looks like a pretty good size.
Hear that?